Intention. Intention is everything, in my opinion, in my process, in my flow. So for me, intention is just about being really clear about what you're trying to achieve. And that might be in a really broad context or it might be very specific. But intention for me is just about having an idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. And that might just be being more confident or be more relaxed or not being so disciplined and being more free flowing. And then I just maintain that intention and I set out, um, go about my day with that intention in mind. So when I'm practicing, I might have just being relaxed and enjoying the day, the outdoor space, the elements, and that might be my intention. But I think when you have a clear intention, you have a clear path of where you're going, and you're more likely to arrive at that point rather than fleeting from one thing to the next. And to be fair, fleeting from one thing to the next, it can still take you places. You're still going to learn from that process. But for me, intention is just more of a direct route. It's more, this is where I'm going, this is the goal that I'm trying to achieve, this is what I'm setting out to do, this is what I want to feel in when I show up in a space. So yeah, intention, that's my thing. So one of the key elements about intention is how it interfaces with my thought processes, my attitude, and the choices that I make, essentially how I show up in any given space, in any aspect of life. So the things that I choose for myself, my intention shows up in those choices. So if I intend to be accomplished at this particular skill or that particular skill, or I want to be a more expressive type of skater, or I just want to be able to flow from one move to the next, then I'm going to choose to practice in a way that encourages more opportunity for me to flow from one move to the next. So I'm going to think about how to do, or I'm going to look at other people doing and try to emulate how to flow from one move to the next. I'm going to spend time and make space for flowing from one move to the next. Likewise, if I am trying to work on a more advanced skill like a 1 foot sit spin, then that reflects my intention to level up. So yeah, I just like the way that intention shows up in the choices that I make and the things that I focus on and the people that I'm influenced by and who I'm watching and who I speak to and what I speak to them about and how I look at um, my the way that my practice is structured. So I think intention just brings all of those elements together and puts you on a clear path in terms of what you choose for yourself, how you think about things, and what you spend your time, what you give your time, energy, and focus to. So, yeah, intention sits behind a lot, a lot. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it just makes things much clearer and makes your path much more linear, much more direct. And it sounds like we're being quite kind of intense about the whole thing, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case, or that's not necessarily what it means, because I think you can just have an intention to enjoy um, practicing your spins and that might be it. I might just want to be better at spinning, and that's not necessarily at being the most accomplished spinner, but just more tidy, more in control, enjoying my spins more, understanding more about what I need to do to perform a good spin. And maybe that might be practicing my skip spins in both directions, practicing different types of spins. So it can be quite light, but my intention is still quite clear, and that's going to influence my choices, my attitude, the way that I show up in my practice space. Um, and I know other skaters who have an intention to just enjoy skating, and they will level up by just enjoying their skating because they're going to be in their flow and they're just in the moment, and you're influenced by the people around you, what you're seeing, and what you'd like to emulate. And sometimes things just come when you're in that relaxed state, things just flow through you, and yeah, you just discover, you just explore certain things. So I think intention, we all have intentions, it's just being clear about what your intention is. And I just like to be aware of what my intentions are. Like, what am I trying to achieve here? What is it that I'm trying to experience? What am I trying to counter? What am I kind of moving away from? What am I trying to get to? That's just the way my mind works. I like to kind of understand um, the components of a thing and what that thing's about. So I think it's quite interesting, and it just makes the whole process a little bit more efficient. I'm an efficient person. It just makes the process a little bit more efficient in terms of knowing where I'm trying to get to. So being clear about intentions, like, yeah, for the month of January or for the next few weeks, I'm just going to focus on letting go of very specific skills and just seeing how all of the moves and the ways in which I move come together, and just see what happens. And that might be my intention. Yeah. So intention is an interesting one. It's there, but being conscious about your intention just clarifies some things and brings you into a state of awareness. That's a good thing. Awareness.